Hey, David here. Happiness. What is it? How do you get it? What's it worth to you? What's the value to you? This is step 19 of online happiness project that we're doing here at Aussie Blokes Talk. And step 19, I am calling it awakening and accounting. Because the whole purpose of what we've been presenting here is about awakening. And it's about awakening to whether you're happy or not. It's about awakening whether you know how to be happy or not. And it's about awakening if you have the skills to be happy or not. Because if you don't have the skills and you're not happy, what are you going to do? It's like sitting in a car not knowing how to drive. What's the point of it all? You've got the car, you've got your body, you just don't know how to drive. And that's the same with happiness. So unless you take an account of where you are now and make sure that the things that you want for yourself are the things that are making you happy, the things you have, it's not about those things to make you happy. It's about you to make you happy. It's about you. Because as I said at the beginning, way back there over in step 1, basically, happiness is an inside job. You know, in my own situation, I spent 50 years trying to make my mother happy. It was never going to work because I didn't live her life. She lived her life. And what I realized after 50 odd years was that I could never make her happy. I've been trying, but I never could. And that just lifted a huge burden off my shoulders and made it easier for me to be happy because I didn't have to do that anymore. I just realized that wasn't my job. My job was to make me happy. Just like your job is to make you happy. And if you want that job, if you really want that job, the first thing is just to assess where you are. So I just have some questions for you. Do you smile easily? Laugh regularly? See the beauty in the world around you? Because they're all signs of happiness. Do you enjoy the company of your closest friends and relatives and neighbors and people around you? Do you enjoy the company of others? That's another sign of happiness. Do you sleep easily and deeply? You know, like really deeply. And wake refreshed. And as you get out of bed, you put your feet over the bed and you get ready and you're ready to go into another day. And do you wake up feeling comfortable in your body? Do you wake up feeling like, this body's good, this body is really good. This body will get me through this day. I'm going to enjoy this body. I'm going to enjoy putting the right food into this body. I'm going to enjoy putting the right fluids into this body. I'm going to enjoy living my life. And above all, do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel good about who you are and your journey in life through the planet, through this planet, along this planet? Have you enjoyed the journey? Hey, there's going to be pain. We talked about that earlier. There's always going to be pain. But as we said, suffering is optional. And it's not necessary to bring the suffering with you. You know, I held on to suffering for 45 years. How long have you held on to it for? Do you want to let it go? You can. If you haven't let it go yet, I'm guessing that you just haven't had the skills yet to be able to do that. So skills can be learned. Riding a bike, driving a car, flying a plane if you want to, swimming, surfing, jumping out of all skills can be learned if you have the desire and the willingness and the determination. A skill can be learned. So learning how to be happy is possible. How do I know that? Well, because others have done it. Thousands and thousands of others have done it. They've gone through, they've reprogrammed their childhood, they've reprogrammed the traumas out of their life, they've done the things that have let go of all that stuff. They've changed their diet, they've improved their health. Are you that different that you can't do that too? I don't think so. I think you have every right and every ability to do exactly what others have done. And maybe even to do it better. I mean, how many times do we see the lost weight thing? How many times do we see people who written about, newspapers, magazines, about people who have changed their life? You can look back on the files that I keep. Well, you can't actually because they're confidential, but you overcome mental torment and pain, overcome physical problems, mental problems, emotional problems, and spiritual issues. But how we start that is to take an accounting. And how we do that at Aussie Blokes Talk is we get you to fill in a stress evaluation questionnaire. It's on the website. If you can't find it on the website, give us a call. Send us an email. We'll direct you to where it is or we'll send it out to you. Fill it in. See where you are. Are you carrying trauma? Are you stuck in depression? Are you resisting anxiety? Are you struggling through your day and struggling through your life without the feeling of happiness, except maybe fleetingly at times? The truth is you don't have to. It's not necessary to struggle through life. It's not necessary to feel that you can never get on top of life, that you can never be happy, that all of those things that you think are part of your life, they don't have to be. There's only one reason why you're not happy if you aren't. It's because you don't have the skills. You don't yet have the skills that you need. You don't know how to do certain things to help you to become happy. Because this is the key. Happiness is an inside job. Happiness comes from within. It comes from the way we look at our life. It comes from the way we look at what we do each day. Whether we feel satisfied with what we do, whether we feel empowered by what we do, whether we feel enlivened by what we do. That's what happiness is. How often do you reward yourself for a job well done? Or do you kick yourself when you make a mistake? That's the difference. Hey, a few kicks now and again doesn't hurt at all. But rewards, pile up the rewards. They'll make you happier than the kicks. You know, I still fall for that. I still say, oh, you silly bastard, when I make a mistake. When I cut someone off on the road. Or I do something stupid that I look back afterwards and think, oh, geez, I wish I had read the instructions better. But you know, I don't always read the instructions, usually wing it. And then what happens? Well, if I make a mistake, I can just say, oh, time to read the instructions. Or I can kick myself again and say, nah, did it again. Stupid. Right? But when I do that, my subconscious is listening. How's your self-talk? How's your daily self-talk? Is it enlightening? Is it moving you towards happiness? Or is it that negative stuff that you learned as a child, that you learned as a teenager? Is that negative stuff that you keep heaping on yourself? And are you judging others? Are you pointing the fingers at others and saying, they should do this, they should do that? It's not about them. Because when you point the finger at someone else, you got three pointing back at you. And if someone's pointing at you, they got three pointing back at them. So why on earth would you want to listen to them? It's not about judgment. It's about not judging. Observation is okay. You can observe things and you can say, well, ooh, what he did there, I don't think I'm going to do that. Because you observed and you saw it didn't work. Why would you want to do it if it didn't work? Or you observed and you said, I've got to train harder, I've got to skill up, I've got to get more skills. Do more because I know that the skills that I've developed now are the things that are going to help me move forward in life. Nobody gets it right all the time. The difference is that happy people know that not getting it right doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. It just means they don't have the skills. They just haven't developed the skills fully to be able to do what is right for them to do. That's all. So happiness, inside job. It's an inside job. And you have a right to be happy. You know, I'm going to go through to my death basically saying, you got a right to be happy. Because I believe that. And I believe I have a right to be happy. And everyone else has a right to be happy. And just because you're not happy doesn't mean you can't be. It just means you haven't taken stock and said, what skill do I need? What is the skill that I need to develop? What are the actions I need to take? So here's a few clues. You need to clean up your physical body. Because if your physical body isn't in the shape that your body can make the neurotransmitters for your brain, and your neurotransmitters are out of balance, then your brain is not going to function effectively, and it's very difficult to be happy if your brain isn't functioning effectively. So that comes back to your physical body. It's getting rid of foods which don't suit you. The sugars, the dairy, the wheat, the whatever it might be that we would assess here at Aussie Blokes Talk and say, okay, that diet you're eating right now, that's not suitable for you. Let's change that. Let's ease you into something else and clear the brain so you can think more clearly. Because that's the physical self and the mental self. All depend on the right food, the right nutrients, the right programming, if you like. Putting more positive things in there. And not just positive things, uplifting things, rewarding things, valuable things into your thought patterns, into your subconscious. Because your subconscious doesn't care whether what it's bringing up for you is true or not. It only cares that it's there and it's a program that's running you. You know, most of the stuff that we do automatically. And if your automatic programming is out because something happened back here which said you weren't good enough, then that's the program you're going to run. And if you want to get rid of that program, you can. It's not difficult. It just takes a bit of determination, a bit of skill building. That's all. And your emotional health. Every little slight that you carry, every little belief that you hold, that you're not good enough, came from your past. After all, it's not happening now. You're not learning that now. You're learning it from your past. You're learning it from your childhood. You're learning it from your teenage years. You're learning it from your relationships. You're learning it from your work. You know, people who get bullied, people who become victims of bullying and abuse and assault and all the rest of it, the history is of carrying it forward and saying, I can never be happy because I've got this in my past, and that's not true. It's not true now, and it never was true. Every one of those incidents can be cleared. Doesn't matter what it was. War doesn't matter. Famine doesn't matter. Illness in childhood doesn't matter. Abuse from parents or friends doesn't matter. It can all be cleared. And if that's the thing that's stopping you from being happy, give us a call. Fill in your stress evaluation questionnaire. And let's see how we can help you. This stuff isn't rocket science. It's just not necessarily readily available to everyone because a lot of people haven't heard about it. A lot of people tell me, I went to the psychologist, I had my 10 sessions, I did this, I talked about, and it really helped me, but now I'm back in the pit. There's a problem with that. The problem is that when all you're doing is talking about what's wrong, your focus is on what's wrong. If you are looking at the experience through different eyes and you're clearing up the childhood hurts, they won't be there anymore. The hurts I had in childhood, they're not there anymore. They don't govern my life anymore. They're not reflected in the way that I act and behave anymore. I took steps to clean them up. I decided I wanted my life to be different. And I took action to learn the skills to help my life be different. Now I've developed those skills are what I use to help others' lives be different. Your life to be different if you want it. And then there's spiritual. What's spiritual about, you might ask? Well, if you look back on some of the other videos, you'll understand spiritual energy in a human body. That's me, that's you, that's everybody. And spiritual energy has a purpose. And the purpose is to learn and grow. And knowing that the purpose of life is to learn and grow and that we're on a spiritual path to be the best that we can be, to have our life be the best that we can be, then it's important that we take care of our spiritual health. I take care of my spiritual health every day with one simple question. Am I on the right track? And then I add a couple more in. And what can I do today? And how can I do it that I am further along the spiritual path that I want to follow for myself, that feels right to me, that I get happiness from following that path? So I'm not looking outside of myself. I'm looking inside. I'm not looking to a partner to make me happy, a car, a job, a house, anything else. Me, inside of me. That's where happiness is. Inside of you, that's where happiness is. And if you want happiness, it's available. And just because you haven't achieved it yet, just because you're stuck in anxiety and so fearful of the future that you can hardly breathe sometimes, or you're so bogged down in depression that all you can feel is the weight of the black cloud hanging over you, doesn't mean you have to stay there. Just means you don't know how not to be there yet. That's all. That's all it means. You don't know how not to be there yet. You know, day 19. Happiness Project. We've come a long way. A long way. I'm trusting there's some value to you in what we've put together here. There's been a lot of value to us because every morning for 19 mornings, we've had to work out what am I going to present today? Where's it coming from? What's the knowledge that is needed? What is it that's going to benefit someone today? And we've put it forward saying, okay, let's do this. And along the way, we've learned new things to do. We have upskilled every day in what we're doing. And sometimes we get it wrong. There's glitches, there's problems. Problems with the internet, problems with the cameras, but that doesn't stop us. Doesn't stop us at all. We're here. We said 19 work days ago, we're going to put on a 19-day program, and we're going to do it Facebook Live, and we're going to get it out to the world. And we hadn't ever done Facebook Live program before. This is it. We decided we needed new skills. So we found the new skills that we needed, and this is it. This is the result. And that's why I'm absolutely sure if you want happiness in your life, the only thing stopping you from having that happiness is the skill set that you have currently. And what we offer here at Aussie Blokes Talk, we offer you a new skill set. This program has all been about awakening. It's all been about what do people need? What do guys need? What do they need in order to understand that happiness is an inside job? What do you need to understand that the only thing stopping you from being happy is your skill set? The information bank that you have has been pointing you in the wrong direction. And the only reason I know that is because you're not happy. So to gain happiness is to know you can come out of misery. You can move through contentment. You can move into happiness. And if you want to follow that through, you can move into joy. And you can move into bliss. And you can move into love. You can do all of those things with the right skill set. So what action are you going to take? I had to act to find happiness for myself, not for my mother, for myself. I had to take responsibility for me and decide that if I was going to be happy, it had to be an inside job, nothing outside of me. Sure, other things can help me be happy, but I can look at other things and say, wow, that's really great, but it doesn't make me happy. Or I can walk outside and I can look at the sun and I can look at the trees and I can say, wow, what a great place. I'm really happy to be here on earth, to see the beauty, to see the sparkle in other people's eyes, to see the energy that I pass every day when I go for a walk or a bike ride, to see that energy, to live in that energy of other people enjoying themselves. But I can also do that miserably. I can do it like a lot of people do. I can do it walking along the street, looking at my phone, looking down, not smiling at anyone. That isn't going to work. No. Skills work. The skill of knowing that when you get up in the morning and your feet hit the floor, that you're ready to go for the day and you are feeling happy in yourself and you are living your life to the best of your ability, and physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you are on track and on target, learning the skills, advancing yourself, feeling good about who you are, and loving your life. And if that's what you want, we're here. So hey, David, Aussie Blokes Talk. Check out our website, www.aussieblokestalk.com.au. And our YouTube clips. We've got these, we're getting these up there as well as other clips that are there and are available for you to have a look at. We'll be putting more up as we go along. This is just the starting point. We're going to run programs on depression. We've got programs already there, one-on-one programs, group programs that you can sign up for. We've got programs on anxiety. If you've got anxiety and you want to let go of anxiety, you can. It's just the skill set, that's all. Not just talking about it, but understanding there's a cause for the anxiety. There's a cause for the depression. You know, I've written a paper on depression, and I've found 9 causes for depression that I've treated I don't know of any others. That'll be available on the website soon too. There's a lot more that we've got coming up, and yet there's already a lot more there. So if you want happiness, this is day 19 of the Happiness Project, and I am guaranteeing you can have happiness when you have the skills. If this program has awakened you, that was our intention. Now it's up to you to take action. If you want some support from us, fill in the stress evaluation questionnaire. Book a strategy call. Talk to us. We'll work out a program for you, something that can help you move forward. We're there for you. That's why we've put this together, so we can help you. So, David, signing out, day 19, Happiness Project. See you another time, next program. Bye for now.